Hello students. So students, in our last lecture we had studied about Golgi body. Right? So students, we were studying about the organelles of the endomembrane system. We know the organelles of the endomembrane system are endoplasmic reticulum, lysosomes, Golgi body and vacuoles. Right? These are the four organelles of endomembrane system. Out of these four organelles, we have already studied endoplasmic reticulum and Golgi body. Endoplasmic reticulum are of two types, that is rough and smooth. Rough endoplasmic reticulum have ATS type of ribosomes on their surface and their function is protein synthesis. Smooth endoplasmic reticulum does not have ribosomes on their surface and their function is lipid synthesis. The proteins and lipids which are synthesized by this endoplasmic reticulum are packaged in the vesicles and are transported towards the Golgi body. The function of Golgi body is packaging and modification of these materials. So cis phase of the Golgi body is going to receive these vesicles from endoplasmic reticulum. Those vesicles are called as transition vesicles. These vesicles will release their content into the cisternase of the Golgi body where modification is done. Modification is done in the form of glycosylation and liposylation, which means glycoproteins, glycolipids, lipoproteins, phospholipids, different types of enzymes are formed. Once these are formed, these are again packed in the vesicles towards the trans phase or maturing phase, and then they are exported outside either through reverse pinocytosis outside the cell, or they are transported inside the cell to some or the other part. Some of these vesicles will form lysosomes. So what are lysosomes? Lysosomes are membrane bound vesicles. These are membrane bound vesicles which arise from the packaging by Golgi body. So we know the main and the most important function of Golgi body is packaging of the material, right? So these materials are packed in the form of membrane bound vesicles, and those vesicles are lysosomes, right? Now these lysosomes are present in all cells except the mature mammalian red blood cells, right? So except the mature mammalian red blood cells, these lysosomes are present in all the cells. So red blood cells in case of mammals do not have lysosomes. They do not have any other organelles except ribosomes, right? So they have only ribosomes. So they lack all other organelles. Similarly, lysosomes are also absent in the mammalian matured red blood cells, right? Plant cells, higher plant cells have large central vacuole which functions as lysosomes. Right? So we have studied the structure of a eukaryotic plant cell, and we know the maximum space is occupied by a large centrally placed vacuole. That vacuole itself functions as a lysosome in case of higher plant cells. Numerous lysosomes are present in fungi, right? Fungi have numerous lysosomes present within them, right? Now what are these lysosomes made up of? Before that, very important thing, lysosomes are polymorphic organelles. Lysosomes are polymorphic organelles. What does that mean? Which means morphology. Morphic is for the word morphology, and the word morphology means its appearance, its external appearance. Polymorphic means, poly means multiple. So lysosomes are having multiple forms or appearances based on the requirement, right? And that is why lysosomes are called as polymorphic organelles, which means they have multiple forms or appearances or multiple shapes, you can say, right? Now what are these lysosomes filled with? These lysosomes are filled with hydrolytic enzymes. Right? Lysosomes are filled with hydrolytic enzymes, also called as acid hydrolases. Right? These enzymes are also called as acid hydrolases. Right? So it is nothing but a membrane bound vesicular structure which is filled with lots of enzymes. Those enzymes are hydrolytic enzymes. We use the word hydrolytic enzymes. Enzymes are nothing but the structures. Enzymes are catalysts, biological catalysts, whose function is to either break down or to make up something, right? Word hydro means water. So the enzymes which requires water for its biological catalytic activities are called as hydrolytic enzymes. So lysosomes are filled with such hydrolytic enzymes. Enzymes are biological catalysts. Hydrolytic enzymes require water for performing its activity. Or they are also called as acid hydrolases because they require acidic pH to perform its function, right? They require acidic pH to perform its function. The pH should be acidic pH, and acidic pH is maintained using hydrogen ATPase. What is this? We will study it right now, right? So this acidic pH is maintained using hydrogen ATPase, right? So lysosomes, those are having membranes. Those are membrane bound vesicles which are arising from the packaging of Golgi body. When we were studying the function of Golgi body, we had studied that one of the function is formation of lysosomes along with endoplasmic reticulum, right? These are present in all the cells except mature mammalian red blood cells, right? Higher plant cells have a large centrally placed vacuole which functions as lysosome, and fungi have numerous lysosomes present within them. Lysosomes are also called as polymorphic organelles because they are having multiple forms or multiple appearances or multiple shapes. That is why. What are these lysosomes possessing? They are filled with hydrolytic enzymes, which means the enzymes which requires water to perform its activity, also called as acid hydrolases, right? These are called as acid hydrolases because they require acidic pH to perform its function. And how is this acidic pH maintained? It is maintained using the H+. ATPase, right? So H plus ATPase is helping in maintaining the acidic pH, right? Now which are those hydrolytic enzymes which are present in lysosomes, and what is the meaning of this H plus ATPase? Right? So this is a lysosome. It is a membrane bound vesicular structure. Lysosome will be present within the cell, right? So over here, say this is the cytoplasm of the cell and this is the lysosome, right? The pH of the cytoplasm of the cell is 7.2, which means it is somewhat alkaline, whereas the pH in case of lysosome has to be acidic. And how much pH is present in lysosomes? The pH is 5 pH, right? So how is this pH maintained? You know, you have studied in your lower classes that accumulation of hydrogen ions will cause acidic pH. So what happens? The hydrogen ions are continuously pumped from cytoplasm. So hydrogen ions are continuously pumped. This is lysosome. From the cytoplasm into the lysosomes to make pH acidic. And while performing this activity, energy in the form of ATP is required, which means ATP gets converted into ADP. The energy which is released is used to transport these hydrogen ions actively from its lower concentration to its higher concentration. That is why the pH in lysosomes is 5 and the pH in cytoplasm is 7.2. Now which are the enzymes which are present in lysosomes? Right? How many such enzymes are present? Around 50 enzymes, hydrolytic enzymes, different types of hydrolytic enzymes are present in lysosomes. We will name some of it, right? So the enzyme which is used to digest lipids are called as lipases. So lipases are present. Then the second enzymes are to digest proteins, and those enzymes are called as proteases. Then the enzymes to digest carbohydrates are called as carbohydrases. Then the enzymes to digest nucleic acid, which means DNA and RNA, those enzymes are called as nucleases, right? Then the enzymes to digest phospholipids, phosphates, are called as phosphatases. Right? Then there are the enzymes to digest the glycolipids, glycoproteins and glycogen. Those are called as glycosidases. Right? Then there are enzymes to digest sulfur. Those are called as sulfatases. So these are the different types of enzymes which are present in lysosomes. How many enzymes are present? 50 different types of enzymes are present in case of lysosomes. Digestion of lipids is done by lipases, proteins by proteases, carbohydrates by carbohydrases, nucleic acid, which means DNA and RNA, is digested by nucleases. Phosphate groups, wherever those are present, those are digested by phosphatases. Glycosidases will break the glycosidic bonds, and sulfatases are used to break wherever sulfur is present, right? So now we know that it is a polymorphic organelle. So we have to study the different types of lysosomes. study about different types of the lysosomes and the functions of lysosomes. Types of lysosomes, right? So there are 4 types of lysosomes, and that is why it is called as polymorphic organelle, right? The first one is called as primary lysosome. So students, we have studied that lysosomes contain enzymes, and the function of enzyme is to either break up something or to make up something. It is acting as a biological catalyst. So same is the function of lysosomes. Now what is this primary lysosome? Primary lysosome will be filled with inactive enzymes by the packaging of Golgi body, right? So say we are again drawing a cell, right? Say I am drawing a cell, this is a cell, right? Now Golgi body, right? So there is a link, there is an entire link from endoplasmic reticulum. The vesicles are released towards Golgi body, and from Golgi body what is released is the vesicular structures. Those structures will be filled with hydrolytic enzymes, and these are nothing but primary lysosomes. Sorry, this is Golgi body, right? So from endoplasmic reticulum, proteins and lipids are released. Yes, so from endoplasmic reticulum, proteins and lipids are synthesized. Those are transferred in the form of vesicles to Golgi bodies. Golgi bodies will do modification, packaging, produce various enzymes, and those are released in the form of vesicles, right? And that will form nothing but primary lysosomes. So primary lysosomes will have enzymes, hydrolytic enzymes, but those are inactive enzymes. Now suppose there are certain foreign particles which the cell has to digest, right? Whether it is bacteria, whether it is viruses, or if it is not foreign particles, but if it is food material which the cell has to digest. So say this is foreign particle, right? So now what happens, the cell will first engulf this foreign particle, right? So the cell is going to engulf this foreign particle, and what is formed is inside a sac-like structure with this foreign particles. That is called as phagosome, right? So what is phagosome possessing? Phagosome is having foreign particles which have to be digested by the cell. What is primary lysosome possessing? It is possessing enzymes in its inactive form. Now if this two combines, what happens is the structure which is formed is having enzymes also, and those enzymes is in its active form. So now the enzymes are in its active form, and it also have the foreign particles to be digested. This structure is called as secondary lysosome, right? So second type of lysosome is called as secondary lysosome, also called as heterophagosome, also called as digestive vacuole. What is this possessing? It is possessing phagosome filled with foreign particles plus primary lysosome. So primary lysosome and phagosome together is going to form the secondary lysosome or heterophagosome. So now the enzymes are going to digest the foreign particles. Once foreign particles are digested, right, what happens is the formation of tertiary lysosomes, also called as residual bodies, right? So now what happens, the foreign particle is digested, so now the leftover structure, right, is called as the residual body. The word residual means the leftover structure. So there are certain things which are digested, so this is the digested material, and this will have the residual particles, right? So that lysosome is called as tertiary lysosome. So once these foreign particles are digested, whatever is left inside the lysosome, that lysosome with the leftover material is called as tertiary lysosome or residual body, and this material is going to be finally get excreted outside the cell. So it is going to be excreted outside cell. This is clear, right? And the fourth type of lysosome is called as autophagosome or autolysosome, right? So the lysosome which is digesting cellular materials is called as autophagosome. So say over here is a mitochondria, this is a mitochondria, and this mitochondria is not functioning properly. Either it is an aged mitochondria or its function has been impaired. So what happens that this lysosome, right, primary lysosome is going to take up this mitochondria, right? So mitochondria is now entering over here, and this mitochondria, which is the part of the cell itself, is being digested and it is destroyed. So what is this lysosome? This lysosome is autophagosome, right, or autolysosome, which means auto means self, right? If I am cutting my own hand, which means I am cutting my own part of the body. Similarly, mitochondria is the part of the cell itself. So if lysosome is eating up or digesting some part of the cell due to any reason, if it is not functioning properly, if it has aged, right, then such lysosomes are called as autolysosomes. So there are four types of lysosomes: primary lysosomes with inactive enzymes, secondary lysosomes, which means primary lysosome, now the enzymes become active and something to be digested, that is phagosome. Tertiary lysosome, once the material is digested, the leftover part remains in the lysosome, that is residual part. Such lysosomes are tertiary lysosome. And autophagosome or autolysosome, which means if the lysosome is digesting or destroying some part, some organelle of the cell itself due to any reason, such lysosomes are called as autolysosomes, right? So these are the types of lysosomes, and that is why we say that it is a polymorphic organelle, right? Now you have to study about the functions of lysosomes, right? So what is the functions of lysosomes? functions of lysosomes, right? The first function of lysosome is intracellular digestion. Within it, there are two parts, that is autophagy. Right now only we have studied digestion of the cell's own part, or heterophagy, which means digestion of foreign material. But where is this digestion going on? Within the cell. That is why it is intracellular digestion. The second is called as extracellular digestion. That is also the function of lysosome. If within the cell something is coming and lysosome is digesting it, intracellular. If lysosome is releasing the enzymes outside the cell and something is getting digested outside the cell, it is extracellular digestion. For example, lysosomes of osteoclast cells. Right, now what happens, right, students, that at a younger age or when the fetus is there, which means the child is developing in the womb of the mother, at that time first cartilages are there, then there is ossification and bone is formed, right? So when cartilage is getting converted into bone, that is ossification, then certain parts are destroyed and cartilage is destroyed and new bone is formed. So something has to be destroyed, which means some enzymes are required. But where this destruction is happening, within the cell or outside the cell? Outside, which means lysosomes are releasing the enzymes outside the cell and it is destroying, it is eating up the cartilage and then new bone is established. Such cells are osteoclast cells. So lysosomes of the osteoclast cells, say this is an osteoclast cell, right, and say this is the lysosome and this is the enzymes. So what happens, this lysosome is releasing the enzymes. Enzymes are released by the lysosome outside the cell and then these enzymes perform ossification. So digestion is outside the cell. What happens in case of intracellular digestion? Say this is the cell, right, and this is the lysosome filled with enzyme, right? Now foreign particles is coming inside it and it is getting digested. That is why the digestion is intracellular. Here the digestion is extracellular. Then suicidal bag. Lysosomes are also called as suicidal bags. Why? So say if this is a cell, this is the nucleus of the cell and these are the lysosomes in the cell. Now suppose this cell is not functioning properly, either because of aging or due to some dysfunction. It is not functioning. So now we want this cell to be replaced by a new cell. So this cell is to be destroyed. So now what happens? That these lysosomes which are filled with enzymes are going to burst, right? So lysosomes burst in cells releasing enzymes which destroy the own self. That is why it is called as suicidal bag. So the enzymes are released. These enzymes are going to destroy the cell itself. It is a suicide. The lysosome of the cell is destroying its own cell. That is why it is called as suicidal bag. Right? One important thing you have to remember is cathepsin. Cathepsin in lysosome, right, is helpful in reverse metamorphosis, which means it digests the tail of tadpole. Right? So tadpole is a younger form of a frog. We know when a frog is born, it is having a tail. And an adult frog does not have a tail. So this tail has to be digested. Right? Younger frog is having tail. Adult frog is not having tail. So it is digested. So who is digesting it? Cathepsin present in the lysosome digest the tail of the tadpole, that is frog. Right? So remember it. Lysosome is a part of GERL, that is Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum arising lysosome. Lysosomes originate from Golgi body and endoplasmic reticulum. So main function of lysosome is digestion, whether it is within the cell or whether it is outside the cell. It is also functioning as a suicidal bed. Right? In our next lecture, we are going to study about vacuole. It is a very small topic, and then we are going to study about other organelles such as chloroplast, mitochondria and ribosomes. Yes, students. So the fourth organelle of the endomembrane system is vacuole. We have studied about Golgi body, endoplasmic reticulum and lysosomes. The fourth organelle is vacuole. Vacuole is nothing but a membrane bound space found in cytoplasm. Yes, animal cells, right? Say this is an animal cell. Animal cells will have, say this is the nucleus. So vacuole is nothing but a membrane bound space which is present within the cytoplasm. Animal cells will have many vacuoles. Say this is a plant cell, right? Plant cell will have a single large vacuole. This you know when you have studied about the structure of eukaryotic plant cell. We have studied it, right? So a single large vacuole is present in case of plant cell. So in case of plant cells, right? In plant cells, vacuole occupies 90% of space, right? So the maximum space is occupied by vacuole and nucleus is shifted towards the periphery, right? It is nothing but membrane bound space, right? Vacuoles are filled with water, sap and excretory products which are not useful for the cell, right? So animal cells will have many small vacuoles. Plant cell will have a single large vacuole which occupies maximum space, right? It is a membrane bound space, right? It is a single membrane bound. Vacuole is single membrane bound organelle. You have to remember this, right? So it is possessing only single membrane. Mitochondria is a double membranous. Say a chloroplast is double membranous. Endoplasmic reticulum is double membranous, right? The membrane of the vacuole is called as tonoplast. Remember this, students, very important. Tonoplast is the name of the membrane of the vacuole, particularly in the plant cell. That single membrane is called as tonoplast, right? This tonoplast facilitates movement of ions and water against concentration gradient. Yes. So tonoplast, right? So if say for example water molecules outside the vacuole is 200 and inside it is 500, still tonoplast is going to facilitate the movement of water molecules from its lower concentration to its higher concentration for the storage purpose, that is against concentration gradient. Same is the case for ions, right? If magnesium ions are less outside, more inside, still if the cell needs to store those ions, then tonoplast is going to facilitate the movement of ions and water molecules against concentration gradient, right? So this is all about vacuole. Single membrane bound organelle membrane is called as tonoplast. Plant cell have a single large vacuole. Animal cells have many small vacuoles. Vacuoles are filled with water, ions, sap and excretory products. Right? Amoeba, very important. Amoeba have contractile vacuole for excretion, right? So amoebas are having contractile vacuole. The vacuole keeps on contracting, and that purpose, the purpose for which contractile vacuole is present is for the process of excretion, for removing the waste products, right? And food vacuoles are present in protist to engulf food. Right? Protista have food vacuoles to take food. Amoeba have contractile vacuoles to excrete waste products. Right? So we have studied all the four organelles of endomembrane system.